With the sun setting on the USL Championship regular season, a meeting of the last two title winners as Orange County hosts San Antonio, presented by the U.S. Army. Happy to have you with us tonight from Irvine, California at Championship Soccer Stadium with the Manchester United legend Gary Bailey. I'm Joe Malfa. Take a look now at the standings brought to you by IPA Physio, and it's a big one for both of these teams bunched up next to each other, second and third, Gary.
Yeah, so much to play for. If Orange County get a win, they're only a point behind San Antonio going into the final game of the season, whereas a win for San Antonio and they pretty much clinch at least that second spot. So much on the table, because for Orange County, if they lose, look who's behind them. San Diego's hovering, Phoenix rising, Colorado a spring switchback, so it could go the other way for Orange County if they're not careful. And
one of the other things on the line tonight for Orange County as well is pride and revenge, because these teams met 2 weeks ago and it was a 4-0 thrashing in favor of San Antonio.
It was Nathan putting them into the lead early on, and they were stronger physically. They really put OC to the sword. Tula getting a header unmarked in the box, which is a big question mark for Orange County, who've normally very solid. Tani Olowase hooks this with his left foot into the corner as well, and very rare to see an Orange County side that, what, 11 games they won on the trot, torn apart, but it just shows you how good San Antonio are.
And it's a San Antonio team that has been struggling themselves in the stretch leading up to that game, but that woke them up, that 4-0 win. Now we take a look at tonight's Player to Watch, brought to you by Omega Accounting. Thomas Amang, not in the starting 11, but has been so impactful off the bench as well.
Yes, he's strong, he's physically powerful, gets in behind defenders, and that was a concern when we spoke to Alan Marcina. And he got a goal from a corner against Oakland Roots in the last match. Again, look at him using that physical prowess, just putting defenders off, and he could be a really important impact player off the bench for Orange County.
And it's Nathan on the other side for San Antonio. 3 starts since rejoining the club, 2 goals, 2 assists already in that short time.
Well, that's not bad, is it? If you can have that sort of impact in such a short time, returning to the club, and he did score in one of those goals against Orange County, so you can see that one there just tucked into the corner. He might think this is a lucky side to play against.
It's a big matchup that could decide the number 2 overall seed in the Western Conference. Both these teams already have clinched playoff spots, but there's still more left on the table. Last 2 title winners, it was Orange County in 2021, it was San Antonio in 2022, and after a 4-0 win for San Antonio over Orange County last week, a chance at revenge for the home side is coming up.
From north to south,
east to west,
from Laguna Beach to Irvine,
de Buena Park a San Clemente,
and all 34 cities in between.
For the last 10 years, this has been
Orange County's own
entertainment, community,
Campeones, Colors,
Crest, Pro Soccer Club.
Orange County's own Community Kit.
A few years ago, I was making cabinets and somebody gave this idea like, hey, why don't you make your beautiful doors to fit IKEA cabinets?
You know, we care about everything that goes into making a door or a panel or a cabinet. Designing a kitchen or even remodeling it, it's a difficult process. We're here to kind of bridge that gap between the vision and realizing that goal.
We're able to make everything in-house, handmade, handcrafted, beautiful product.
Here in Irvine, there's something for everyone. You can satisfy your sweet tooth here or here. Cool off with freshly picked berries or catch some rays. Get some post-worthy views or rock out with your friends. Raise your adrenaline or just relax. It's master planned with you in mind. Irvine awaits.
This match is presented by the U.S. Army. The Army offers more than 150 distinct jobs, free education, and job openings in the reserves right here in Southern California. For more information, text BPMM to Go Army. That's 462769. Be all you can be. Go Army SoCal. Also presented by Hogue and by Omega Accounting Solutions, your ERC and tax specialist today, your trusted advisor tomorrow. Time for a look at your starting 11s, brought to you by Kimco Staffing. Here's the 11 for Morton Carlson in Orange County.
Yeah, just the one change. McNulty coming in up front. Thomas Oman goes to the bench, not because he played badly, but probably just rotation. Otherwise, the Iloski brothers, who scored. And a rare thing for brothers to both score. They scored in the last match against Oakland. Partida just holds that sort of defensive role in midfield, and it's a very, very solid Orange County side.
All sorts of changes on the San Antonio side for Alan Marcina. They've only repeated one starting 11 permutation all season.
Wow. Well, they've kept the front three, no surprise there, because they've been scoring goals for fun. But in come Shannon Gomez, Trover Boney, Mitchell Tainter, and Mohamed Abu. Out go Fabian Garcia to the bench. Tulu, Ja'Cory Hayes has yellow card accumulation, and Rita Zohir is also on the bench.
Early preview of Halloween. It's black and yellow. It's San Antonio in the black from left to right. It's Orange County in the orange from right to left. Brendan Stevis in the yellow is your referee this evening. And we are underway in Irvine. Happy to have you with us this evening. Along with the Manchester United legend Gary Bailey, I'm Joe Malfa. 2 weeks removed from San Antonio at home thrashing Orange County 4-0. Potentially the second overall seed in the West on the line tonight.
Yeah, just looking back at that match, 4-0, it's a real thumping, and revenge definitely in the air tonight for Orange County. Two players that didn't play 2 weeks ago is goalkeeper Colin Shuttler and defensive midfielder Kevin Partida, and they felt that they missed those two hugely, and they can make a massive difference here tonight.
Just a note that's already different from the standings we showed you moments ago. As the opening whistle blew for our game, the final whistle blew, Sacramento beating RGV as this one sailed over the goal. And with Sacramento's win over RGV, they have officially clinched the top spot in the Western Conference. They're 6 points clear of San Antonio, who have 2 games left to play, and the tiebreaker goes Sacramento's way. So congratulations to Sacramento. Top overall spot in the West secured. Now it's a matter of San Antonio and Orange County potentially tonight duking it out for number 2. Right now San Antonio 4 points clear of Orange County. A draw tonight, pending result as well between San Diego and Oakland, would be enough for San Antonio to clinch the 2 seed. They can sort of rest if they'd like in the final weekend of the season. Sacramento could also rest if they want in the final weekend, because tonight Pittsburgh clinched the USL Shield with their victory over Tampa Bay. So first in the East, and the run to the title game will run through Highmark Stadium here in 2023.
Yeah, been a great performance by Pittsburgh Riverhounds and by Sac Republic. Absolutely brilliant, but as we know with the playoffs, it's all about what you do once you're in the playoffs that really counts. We saw this team, Orange County, do what we thought was the impossible 2 seasons ago. Scrape their way into the playoffs and went all the way through to win at Tampa Bay. Absolutely fantastic that was, and it got followed by a terrible year last year. So the two extremes for the ownership there and the fans at Orange County.
Who's we, Gary? I picked Orange County to win it all that year.
No, you did, to be fair.
And you had San Antonio last year, so here you go. Through for Nathan. There's a first test, Patino. There's your first showcase of the physicality from Orange County, and chatting to Morton Carlson. That's one area where after the 4-0 defeat 2 weeks ago, they knew they needed to up the ante, matching the physical play of San Antonio. Felt they were bullied at times 2 weeks ago.
Yep, he felt very strongly about that. He said, you know, we normally play a possession football. They pushed us around. They got the better of us. They were vertical. We try to match them with that verticality. It's not our game. And he said we got pushed around and bullied, as you said. And he said today we're going to get our revenge. We're going to play our way, but we're going to stand up and be physically strong. So yeah, expect a few bumps here and there in this match.
Patino. Run out of the midfield from Abu, but cleared by Nakim. contrasting styles here between these teams. I guess it's a contrasting style whenever anybody goes up against San Antonio. Taking an end line here by Nathan. There's nobody in the league who is able to replicate what this San Antonio team does. The long balls over the top, the intentional use of the fouls to be physical, to keep the ball in the attacking half of the field. Nobody replicates it. Nobody really even tries to. It's so unique to this San Antonio team.
And they've got big players in almost every position and on the bench as well. So set pieces, balls into the box, physical challenges, generally they come out on top.
Powers sends it long. Battling there, McNulty. And he's whistled for the foul. It's a question of when, not if. Milan Olaski's going to have a good look at goal tonight. Golden Boot winner from last year, and he's been terrific again this year with 14 goals.
Yeah, the player that Alan Marcina picked out as the one to watch, but that's not a surprise. I think every coach picks him out as the one to watch because you don't have to give him much space for him to cause you a lot of problems.
And this is the one that concerned Carlson. Hernandez pulling the string out of the midfield. Oluwashi feeding it back inside. Patino battling and out for a goal kick. As soon as you ask the question to Morten Carlson, which player on the San Antonio team keeps you up at night, without hesitation, it was Jorge Hernandez pulling the strings out of the midfield.
Yeah, and he did say he does keep me up at night. It wasn't he just was laughing, but he said it's the one player who really stands out, and you can see why. 10 assists, the top assist person in the USL, Jorge Hernandez. A lot of set pieces in those assists, but that's the thing is if you put those set pieces in the right area for these big players of San Antonio, then you're going to see the ball hit the back of the net more often than not.
We'll take a look here at the keys to the game, brought to you by Patterson Auto.
Well, I think you mentioned the very first one, physically strong. Don't want to get bullied, Orange County. And then interesting enough, Alan Marcina is saying that they've made a lot of silly errors, and he said that there's an actual stat to measure them. And he said, we are along with Loudoun and Hartford, the bottom two teams in the East. We're along with those two as having made the most silly errors in the season. He said, you take those away, and we finish top of the USL by far. So it's been a thing that's bothered Alan Marcina all season, and he wants his team to cut out the silly errors.
Even when they've had those nights with those silly errors, you look last week against the Oakland Roots, and a game where they conceded twice, a span of 90 seconds within the first 10 minutes, down 2-0. Silly mistakes abound throughout the entirety of the first half. Somehow, some way, they settle down, they work their way back into the game, they have a stoppage time equalizer, 2-2, and earn a point on the night, and that just goes to show how difficult it is to kill the San Antonio team. Whatever you do, even on their worst night, they still find a way.
Yeah, Alan Marcina saying that we didn't execute our principles first half. No doubt he had some stern words at halftime. Let's leave it at that. And they came out second half, and he said they got back to good principles. And the equalizing goal in the 97th minute or whenever was a long ball from the goalkeeper, headed on a second time, and scrambled over the line. And that is how San Antonio can hurt you.
That's the recipe for this San Antonio team. It was Marsman, a flick on from Dylan, Oluwashi, the finishing touch of it. Take a look at the injury report now, brought to you by Zolfagari Law. It's a longer list for the San Antonio side. They've been battling it all year. Only Chada on the Orange County side tonight. Goes back again to San Antonio, only repeating one starting 11 this whole season. And it's not new. Same thing last year. The whole season last year, only repeated one starting 11. Nathan feeds it through.
But what that does when you're constantly changing is it A, gives players a chance to rest, but also creates a lot of competition for places. And as long as the squad understands that you're not being dropped, you're just being rotated, rested for your own benefit, then I think it creates a lot of excitement amongst the players and rivalry. And clearly Alan Marcina's got it right.
Got it right last year.
Yeah, certainly did. Hasn't done a bad job this season either.
Here's Mitch Tainer, missed last game. Abu, blind pass back centrally, looking for Maloney. Is intercepted by Milan Olaski. Kasipli and Olaski bump into each other. Still Milan Olaski taken down by Maloney, and that'll be a yellow. Already a handful, Milanowski, and a free kick on the way.
Interesting, Conor Maloney played in the back four last week, and now he's in a more of a midfield role, just hunting and doing what he's so good at. This time, however, up against the Golden Boot winner from last year and a real tricky player, Milanowski. He's hunting him down there, Maloney's not leaving him alone. And it's a kick followed by hands on the player, and that probably just pushed the referee into the decision to give a yellow card.
Brought to you by SoCal Gas. And now a chance on the set piece. Owen Lamb standing over this with Brian Olaski, who scored a stunner in the win over Oakland just a few days ago. 3-1 win in the midweek. Brian Olaski curls it in. Still loose in front. The header is saved on the line by Marsman, denying Milanowski only barely.
Well, San Antonio getting the same pressure that they normally apply on other teams. A set piece, initial header one. Milanowski just couldn't get much power behind his header. It'll be a free kick, so Morten Carlson asked him to be physically strong. Well, they've won the first ball into the box. Have a look at it again. Brian Olaski ball up, win the first header there, and then win the second header as well.
Stopped it right on that line, Marsman. He's had himself an eventful few months, Nick Marsman. On loan, not technically from Inter Miami, but from the MLS goalkeeper pool. It's their pool of emergency goalkeepers in case teams have something come up. After he was bought out of his contract by Inter Miami, after he spent some time briefly on the shelf, after he was bitten by a spider and a trip to the zoo and sent to the hospital. Wow. And now he's here with San Antonio, and now we'll see a yellow card on Seth Kasipli.
Well, I thought they might take a while before they got physical. They got straight into it.
No time to waste.
Guess you have to meet fire with fire as far as Orange County are concerned. And our manager used to say to us, retaliate first, which was his way of saying, just don't wait, just get stuck in straight away. Seth Kasipli doing exactly that.
Replay brought to you by Adidas. So yellow card each way. Kasipli for Orange County, brought to you by SoCal Gas, and Maloney for San Antonio. Hernandez will position the free kick. 10 assists on the season. Former All-League player in 2021 with Los Dos. First team All-League 2 seasons ago.
This is where Morten Carlson said he's been losing sleep over moments like this.
Hernandez floats it. And there is Colin Shuttler. Doesn't pertain to the Western Conference playoff race, but a big goal in the playoff chase in the East. Tulsa now down 2-1 at home against Indy with 5 minutes to play on the brink of elimination as that picture becomes a bit clearer.
Oh, that would be a shock because FC Tulsa, they've had some good games this season in between some bad ones. They've been hot and cold, but you thought they were good enough to get to the playoffs, and I guess Miami's 4 wins in a row has changed that.
2 weeks from today, playoffs begin. And on November 12th, we get the title game on ESPN2.
Just looking at Marsman there, such a good goalkeeper, and you mentioned him coming from Inter Miami, but before that he was at Feyenoord in Holland and FC Twente. He's a Netherlands U20 player, and Alain Marcinus brought him in, and alongside the goalkeeper from last season, goalkeeper of the year, Nick Farr. And I asked him, you know, who's your number one? He said, mate, they're going to battle it out, and when I get to playoffs, I'll pick one of them. Well, unfortunately, Jordan Farr got a red card last game when he wasn't even playing, coming onto the pitch after the game and screaming at the ref, and so he's not even available today, even if Alain Marcinus wanted to play him.
As soon as that game ended, toward the end of it, I should say, there was a shout for a penalty. Last play of the game for San Antonio wasn't granted, and upon further review, correct call. A clean tackle. Well done by the referee. Jordan Farr didn't see it that way from his perch on the San Antonio bench. Sprinted out to the referee, and the red card was shown about as quickly as Farr got out there. He looked confused, and I can't help but wonder if he was confused because he felt like he was playing there for a moment, because it's an instant red card if you come off the bench and do that. Yeah. It shouldn't have been much of a debate, but maybe just forgot where he was for a moment.
I still feel sorry for referees almost every game I watch, because no matter what decision they get, one of the two teams will think they're absolutely wrong without even knowing if they are.
Here's Tani Oluwaseyi, leading scorer for the San Antonio team, muscled off the ball.
Just to finish that point, for example, you can get two players clash. Both managers will be up saying that their player was right, and they didn't even see the event sometimes. You know, they just feel it's their duty to scream and shout as players do. So referees, it's a tough life for them.
Like that one right there. Orange County would have liked a foul call, instead play on, and now it's at the feet of Shuttler, who has come in, by the way, and provided a steadying presence in goal for Orange County.
He certainly has. He wasn't there for the 4-0 defeat, as mentioned 2 weeks ago. Eric Lopez was in goal, which isn't against Eric Lopez in any way. He's a good goalkeeper, but I think there's a comfort level with Colin Shuttler from the players around him. And I think that's why you'll see a difference here tonight, possibly from Orange County.
Oakland Roots have got up 1-0 early on San Diego Loyal in San Diego's final ever home regular season match.
That's good news for Orange County fans. It's a real battle for this sort of third, fourth, the home playoff positions, with San Diego and Phoenix Rising, Colorado Springs Switchbacks, all aiming to get a home playoff match in the first round.
And that one actually good news for both of these teams, who are both clear of San Diego right now. And with current results then, a San Diego loss plus a draw in this one, San Antonio would clinch the #2 overall seed in the Western Conference. In the live table, 4 points clear of both of those clubs, San Antonio, Orange County, and San Diego. And 4 points clear with 1 game to go. Quick math, and it's clinched.
Conor Maloney's got to be careful. He's on a yellow. You can't leave your arm dangling or your elbow up or anything of that nature. Ryan Dogman gets a smack in the face. Let's have a look and see if it was just a flailing arm or... Yeah, nothing serious. I thought for a moment it might be a swinging elbow, but it wasn't. It was just a hand up, and Dogman making the most of that. But it is Conor Maloney's sort of game. He's that bull terrier in midfield, and he's just, when you're on a yellow and you've just sort of given away a free kick, you've got to be so careful what you do next.
Short pass back for Shuttler, has to come off his line and just clear it. Seemed to avoid everybody on the way out to midfield though. Rich Tainer. Over the top toward Oloski. Oloski brings it down. Trovaboni covering. Cuts it through. Still Oloski. Plays it top of the box now. Cut across for a strike. That's blocked on the way through. Rebound. Saved off the line. Oh, what a sequence. Somehow it stays out for Orange County. Dogman had the first chance. Partita the second chance. And a corner coming.
That's brilliant skills from Milan Oloski, just to hold the ball up. He's on his own up front. He's not the biggest, but the skills. There's Dogman, he gets blocked. Carl Scott, I thought, could have had a shot even before that. Partita, but it's Milan Oloski bringing the ball down, twisting, turning, beating his man, and setting that up. Brilliant skills.
True Path Loans corner kick first of the night for Orange County. One swinger from Brian Oloski, and it's out for a goal kick.
Marcus Nackham was very close there to actually getting his head on that. Only inches away, and he was 6 yards out, so that would have surely hit the back of the net. Have a look here. He's being pushed and pulled, but he gets there and he gets his head to it and doesn't quite make contact.
Hernandez back for Maloney. Boo had it blocked. Jome keeps it alive for Nathan. Nathan takes it end line. And more contact there. Those players end up on top of each other. And Stevis had a good view. Let's play continue. Kyle Scott. Brian Oloski calling for it. It goes to Milan Oloski instead. Milanowski! He's never out of range, and he didn't miss by much.
It's a good shot, isn't it? Because he had come to a halt. He sort of lost momentum there. He lost control, and still he just opens up the angle and bends that ball. He's literally a foot wide of that far post. You see the ball coming back in, and he's hit it with power and direction, just a little bit wide. But that's the skill of this man, Milanowski, and that's why he's off to Denmark at the end of the season to play for a team that you're welcome to try and say the name of if you want.
By all means, I'll let you have the first crack at it, Gary.
Nordsjælland, I think is the name of the team.
You're the world traveler, not me. I'll leave it to you, and I'll trust your judgment on it. By the way, with his right foot, I mean, what weak foot for this kid. It's unbelievable.
I think they're getting a very special player in Denmark, and I hope he goes from strength to strength. And of course, from there, it's a platform to getting into the big leagues in Europe.
Maloney read it well.
Just wonder there, Maloney didn't go in for the tackle, did he? And he's thinking, I'm on a yellow, I've got to be careful.
That's exactly why the early yellow hurts you. Milanowski floats it. Good run up the right side from Owen Lamb. Lamb's service, cleared by Tainer. Back for Lamb. Another service. Comes out to Milanowski. Waiting. Back to his left, fronted well by Gomez and cleared away. Scott, the switch of play. A touch from Lamb. Brian Olaski. Sipley didn't get it quite right in the end. Pressure though from Orange County to keep it alive, but for a moment, Warren Carlson had some fun speaking about Brian Olaski and Milanowski, the partnership they have, both scoring, of course, last game. Said it's always interesting, the banter between them on the training ground, because you could be a little bit more direct and abrasive when it's your brother, and a little bit more understanding of the banter coming your way. And it's fun to be on the listening end of it. Taken by Dogman, and now Marsman.
Lucky there for Dogman, just deflects away from Milanowski, but yeah, he said that sometimes the brothers support each other, and he says sometimes they have a go at each other. He says you never know what to expect from one training session to the next.
In the 4th minute of stoppage time now, Indy still up 2-1 on Tulsa. Great response from San Diego. They went down 1-0 in the 13th minute. It's the 21st minute now, they're up 2-1.
That's bad news for Oakland Roots, because they desperately need the points to stay in the running. They've had a really bad spell.
And bad news for both these teams, too, in San Antonio's efforts to clinch the 2 seed tonight, and Orange County trying to stay clear of San Diego. Only good news for San Diego, I suppose. Everybody else on the wrong end of those 2 goals.
It's interesting with these 2 teams that they're 2 very good teams, let's make no mistake about it, in the West, but Orange County, their last match, the win against Oakland, was their first after 4 without a win, which was a very strange run for them. And even San Antonio, they've only had 1 win in 8. They've only had 1 loss in 8.
Right.
There's 6 draws, but yeah, just are they losing their touch coming into the playoffs? Just wonder if they know they've got there and they're taking their foot off the pedal a little bit. Don't mean to, nobody ever means to do that, but you just do psychologically. I'm just not quite sure where to pin their form at the moment, both Orange County and San Antonio.
With the exception of the last match against Oakland, Alan Marcina has been pleased with the performances from San Antonio. Just a moment here, moment there, the difference between 3 points versus 1 point in the end of matches, but that one was a difference maker in his mind. The Oakland match, that was one where performance was not up to snuff, and they want to correct that tonight. Over the top now, flag comes up on McNulty.
think for Mark McNulty, he's got a lot to prove. For me, I prefer Thomas Among as a striker. He's big and strong. And the only way Mark McNulty gets the nod is if he's a better finisher, a better creator of chances. So no doubt that Morten Carlson will be watching him as he prepares his playoff lineup in his mind and thinks, do I start with Among? Do I start with McNulty? And unless McNulty comes up with a really good sort of spell of scoring, then I'm pretty sure he's going to go with Among's physical prowess. And he does score as well. Scored last game, Thomas Among, from the corner that Paul Blanchett was unable to reach.
Oluwaseyi. You wonder what in Alan Marcina's mind dictates who among that top three plays where. Last game against Oakland, Oluwaseyi came off the left, Nathan came off the right, Patino centrally. Still Patino centrally, but they flip-flop Oluwaseyi and Nathan, and they've sort of, throughout each match, have the freedom to wander. And they feel that all three of those players complement each other so well with their contrasting styles. And as long as they can have enough time together here and find their footing, it's going to be a lethal combo, the three of them in the playoffs. Only 4 games still for Nathan since he rejoined, of course. But if they get going, again, watch out for San Antonio. They're not going to take anybody by surprise now, but that front three is fresh-faced, only a few games into it.
I think probably the best front three in the whole of the USL. They're phenomenal because each player is so good. Oluwaseyi up with 16 goals this season. But they started off with Nathan on the left, now he's on the right. So I think you're correct. They're going to just keep switching whenever they feel like it.
Hernandez from the free kick, headed away. And settled by Scott. San Diego just went up 3-1. Wow. Outburst of goals, 3 in 8 minutes for San Diego. 4 goals in that match in a 12-minute span. Started with Oakland, 3 straight then from San Diego, and look out here. Clumsy challenge from Kyle Scott. Immediately checks on Hernandez. Looks like he might get away, though, without a card.
If Hernandez is the danger man, which Morten Carlson says he is, then they're going to gun for him. But that's a lunging tackle. You watch, referees normally don't allow you to go off, both feet like that. So very lucky not to get a yellow card there. Kyle Scott, maybe that's the point that Connor Maloney's making, is that he got yellowed for something that looked a lot less dangerous than that.
So another moment of danger here on the set piece for Hernandez. So good in the delivery. Drives this one, but nobody's home. Fans, there's still time to go and check out all the new merchandise for 2023. New women's collection, new sweatshirts, and new OCSC quarter zip. Head over to OCSCshop.com to grab yours today. It's gone final now in the East. Indy 2, Tulsa 1.
Oh,
and
dear.
that'll do it for
Wow.
Tulsa's playoff hopes in 2023.
What a shock that is, because 4 games ago, Miami had no chance. And they've won 4 in a row, including at Charleston Battery today. FC Tulsa must have thought this was going to go down to the last game at worst. They could never have foreseen that run by Miami FC.
You talk to any coach around this league, and especially through the middle portions of the year in the summer, no team ever feels out of it because of the parity and how tight the table typically is. You know that you win 3 or 4 in a row, you could do it. Look out here, Alaski barreling in. Marshman has it, but you're just 1 3-game winning streak away from all of a sudden vaulting past 3-4 teams and getting back into the mix.
Absolutely, and a few teams have done that this season. By the way, Milan Alaski won the first battle, won the second battle, and slides in here. Marsman just has a little word, but he did pull his boot out away from the goalkeeper. Marsman's saying, well, I was getting there, and Milan's saying, well, I'm entitled to challenge, and I did pull out of the challenge at the end.
Another free kick. And this is something that Morten Carlson cannot be happy with. To your point of Hernandez being the one they were most afraid of, how many free kicks have they given him now in this type of territory? Serve something dangerous in.
You talk about teams going through a bad run. El Paso lost tonight. They've only won 3 of their last 19 games. And if they're not careful, they're not going to make it either. This table, you're right, this table is topsy-turvy at times. because with El Paso's loss today, and if Oakland Roots lose, which 3-1 down at San Diego is very likely, it opens the door for Monterey Bay and New Mexico at Phoenix tonight to get some points and still qualify.
Remember who helped Orange County that title 2 years ago?
Ronaldo Damas?
A man by the name of Ronaldo Damas.
Yeah.
At 2 Ronaldo, he's the one who scored the 2 goals for San Diego to bring Loyal ahead of Orange County now in the live table. Live table, we'll see San Antonio on 56 in second, San Diego on 54 in third, Orange County on 52 in fourth.
Well, Orange County are playing the game that Morten Carlson wanted them to play. When he said to us, I want us to play our passing game, our possession game, they're doing that with the long balls up front to Milanolowski. That seems to be their play as they try and build it up, and every once in a while just knock it long for him. And I think they've played the game in their style and they've got stuck in as well. So the coach should be reasonably happy at this stage.
It's not a bad option. If you have him up there, use him. I mean, the goals he scored last year, the goals he scored this year, why not? Get it his way. I'm sure he'll do something with it.
In the USL, he's played 81 games and scored 41 goals. That's more than a goal every other game. I mean, that is a fantastic stat.
And take it a step further, because his time in the Real Monarchs, Real Salt Lake setup was just sort of up and down on that proverbial bus back and forth. The first team and the second team couldn't really secure his feet underneath him and find any rhythm. Last 2 seasons, 36 goals. And counting, possibly.
And counting. See, that's the ball that Mark McNulty wants. Whipped into the box low for him to get on the end of. He didn't get on the end of that one. If they keep putting in that service, it'll give the Scotsman plenty of chances to show what he can do.
Milaski takes it himself, just wide. You see the frustration on his face. It's almost as if he expects every single whip of that right or left foot or header to ripple the back of the net.
Well, he wasn't far off. I think that's why he pulled that over his head. Have a look from here. He thinks that's going to maybe just sneak in. He's thinking literally, I'm a foot to the left, and he was a foot to the right with his earlier shot. So that's a danger. They've allowed him to shoot twice now. And I'm pretty sure Alan Marcin is going to say to them at halftime, look, guys, just get a lot closer. Yes, he might try and dribble you, but you cannot let him pull that right foot back and have a shot.
Send ahead for Kasipli. And a play for a goal kick. Best way to ensure you're here for all the action of Orange County's 2024 season is by joining the season ticket holder family. OCSC season ticket holders not only get their tickets at the lowest price point, but they also receive a merchandise discount, access to exclusive events, and an exclusive gift. As you know, premium season ticket holders will continue to have early access to matches, as well as food and beverage. Upgrade and renew your seats today at orangecountysoccer.com/season-tickets. Washi. It's too heavy in the end. And that is an angry man.
I've seen that done before.
Oh, he put a hole in it. Oh, he's going to have to pay for that one. Sorry to California's newest water park, Wild Rivers. You got some work to do.
I've seen players do that and actually hurt themselves. You know, that's a soft board by the looks of it. But can you imagine if there's a metal pole behind that just keeping it in place and you're going You go and kick that.
What did that poor guy do? Right in the back. Well, it's good free advertising for wildrivers.com.
Yeah, got a lot more than they bargained for there. That's a tough side, this San Antonio. I was just looking in their 16 away games. They've only lost 4. They're such a hard team to beat. Maybe they've drawn a few, but they've lost very few.
Partita picks it up. Lamb deflected, and Nick Marshman was worried for a moment about his far post. It'll be a corner.
He was, wasn't he? He was backtracking very quickly there, because it can happen that the deflection takes it over your head into the net. So your job is to get back on that line and try and tip it over the bar if you have to. You can see it coming in there. There's a deflection, and there is Marsman. I think he knew fairly soon it was going wide, but there was a little moment of panic for the Dutchman.
I mean, as a goalkeeper, Gary, that has to be the most helpless feeling on a deflected ball like that. There's nothing you can do.
Especially if you're off balance, you've got to try and twist the other direction and going backwards and. Yeah, not fun.
True Path Loans corner. Smoke toward the back post, some contact there. And Stevis eyeing it the whole way. Alaski thought he was taken down, and now here we go. Nose-to-nose encounter between Nakam and Tainer. The two captains on opposing sides.
One saying he was pulled, and the other one saying you're joking, you weren't, and you're trying to win a penalty.
In those exact words, I'm sure.
Yeah, you can add a few expletives in there as well if you want, but it's hard to see. There's so much wrestling going on besides it. Look at McNulty. Someone's got his arms around him and pulling the shirt. That could easily be a penalty if you had VAR.
And it was Nakam and Tainer not even a part of the equation there. It was Patino who was holding up the play on Brian Alaski. And then the captains come in and exchange a few pleasantries. They'll see each other at the captains meeting next week, I'm sure. Maloney. You and I were trying to make heads or tails of how the setup would look tonight for San Antonio. Shuttler slow off his line. Awkward punch away, but the foul goes against San Antonio. And we're looking at Gomez and Ish Joel and Maloney trying to figure out who would be where. It seems like they've elected for Maloney to certainly be part of that midfield again tonight.
Yeah, they've got Ish Joel at centre back, then Mitchell Tainter, as we see the goalkeeper come out there, then Trover Boney, and at right back Shannon Gomez, and that's allowed Connor Maloney to push into midfield. There's Colin Shuttler again. There's a bit of a kick from Oluwaseyi, and I think that might have been why the free kick was given as well. As the goalkeeper punches it, he gets kicked in the ankle. Nothing too strong, but definitely a little moment of danger for Colin Shuttler. As I said, wasn't in the 4-0 defeat, and you get the sense when he came back against Oakland Roots, it just settled everyone down in the team.
Oluwaseyi takes down Dylan Powers. Foul granted.
A bit over-animated, Oluwaseyi's got to be careful.
Okay, just ask the ad board. They've been very direct in this game, Orange County. You wonder if come late second half that screams Tomas Amanya, what he's able to do atop the line.
I agree with you 100%. Mark McNulty's struggling with those long balls. He's not big enough to bring them down. He needs it at his feet. Funny enough, Milan Oloski is better. He somehow does manage to get his head in there and flick them along, but still he's not the biggest in the world. He normally feeds off Thomas Amon.
Owen Lamb. Nolte back for Lamb. Scott couldn't get there. Moabu turns it upfield. Coutinho eyeing up his options, trying to go long, puts it right off the back of Ryan Dogman.
Just going on about San Antonio as well, what a good side they are. Their goal difference 26 is the best in the entire USL. That's because they score a ton and they defend very well. Third best defense. So if you're good at both ends of the pitch, then clearly you're going to be a top team.
More physical play here between Dogman and Gomez. They have certainly answered the call from Morten Carlson, this Orange County team, to be more physical, to not allow San Antonio to bully them the way they did 2 weeks ago. But there's a fine line in there, and you can't be conceding silly free kicks in your own half as they have been tonight. This one set up in the most dangerous spot so far for Jorge Hernandez. Others were a bit further out. Basically a better angled corner kick from here. Hernandez. Nothing doing in the end. Scott wants to run. Brian Olaski. 1v1 with Mitch Tainer. Milan Olaski with Tainer pulled out of position here. Can they find a way through? Scott. Overlap from Dogman. Goes inside instead. Held up well. Cleared by Trovaboni. Dogman. You could see the wheels turning.
Yeah, he had a vision of the top far corner. I'm afraid it didn't quite work out for him, but the idea was good. But hustling from Milan Olaski there, trying to bring the players in. And Mark Minotti trying to hold it up there in the box, but just not quite able to lay it off. So they haven't quite figured their way of breaking down this very tough San Antonio defense yet. Still a long way to go, of course.
With Orange County potentially on the way to a home playoff game, want to remind you about the premium seating options. The new GA box just above the bleachers, new field box sections are available. Now makes 4 premium seating experiences at the Champ, along with the Cabanas Field MVP seating. Book your experience today at orangecountysoccer.com/premium. Abu for a throw. Joel couldn't keep it alive. Back into the corner now, though. And out for a goal kick. Still 3-1 San Diego approaching halftime. Las Vegas hosting Colorado Springs has kicked off, and maybe the matchup of the night. The rivalry that is Phoenix, New Mexico, tonight in Phoenix. Scoreless 18 minutes in.
That's a problem for Orange County. If they only get a draw here or even a loss, and then Phoenix wins, San Diego win, all of a sudden you're not guaranteed a top 4 spot. You could be away from home. Not that they've had a problem away from home for most of the season, to be fair. That 11-match winning streak, they won equally as well at home as away from home.
The interesting piece of the puzzle now with Oakland losing to San Diego and El Paso losing earlier in the evening. Can New Mexico pull off the win on the road against their rival Phoenix? If they do, they would go to 44 points, tied with El Paso, and leapfrog Oakland, who would then be on the outside looking in. And by the way, El Paso and Oakland playing each other next week on decision day,
yes,
with a right to be in the playoffs potentially.
It's going to be one hell of a game. This one here, just looking at the first half, it's been tight, it's been close. Orange County have matched the physical nature of San Antonio. Neither side's had massively good chances. Milan Oloski certainly had a header early on and a couple of shots that flew wide. As yet, there hasn't been much to separate the two teams.
This man can produce that moment though here. Milan Oloski, and he does! Number 15 on the season. And Orange County has the lead near halftime.
That's a brilliant finish, and he's come close twice already in the first half, and this time he does tuck it into the corner, and Alan Marcin saying he's the one player we fear, and you can see why. But once again, he's just given too much space. They got away with it twice, San Antonio. And have a look here, he gets the ball, and he's able to go straight past Trevor Boney. And then once he's in the box there, and he's got a vision and a bit of space to work in, look at it, he can just pick his point and finish it off then. Question marks about Boney allowing him to get past him that easy, but maybe it's just the great skills of Milan Oloski. Another fantastic finish from the Golden Boot winner of last season.
37 goals over the last 2 seasons for
Wow.
Milan Oloski.
Wow. Well, he's come close twice on the right post and left post, so you know, you give a player like that enough chances, they're gonna bury one eventually.
Well, you mentioned it, he missed the first one about a yard right of the far post. The second one, but look at this one from the kickoff here, trying to catch Shuttler napping, and it wasn't a bad effort.
Goalkeeper nice and calm, and that's that serenity that he brings to the defense of Orange County. Like I said, they've only lost 4 of their, 16 away matches, San Antonio, so clearly they're a team that fight back, and expect it's going to be a really cracking second half, and possibly quite a physical one. If it hasn't been physical already, it could go up another notch or two.
Well, the impacts on the standings, this would bring Orange County within 1 point of San Antonio, who would now have to pick up a result next week to lock down the 2 seed. Still plenty of time though tonight. Patino tried to turn. And the free kick goes Orange County's way. This would put Orange County back ahead of San Diego in the standings, tied on 54 points each, but tiebreaker goes Orange County's way. Yackham helped to his feet by Shuttler holding his left knee.
I think there's still a long way to go in this match though. With those, that front three, Nathan, Patino, Olawashai, they are monsters up front, the 3 of them together. A lot of hard defending and physical battle ahead for the back 4 of Orange County.
Halftime whistle should come here. And it does. Orange County, a 1-0 lead over San Antonio, 2 weeks removed from a 4-0 defeat on the road against San Antonio. And who else? It's Milan Oloski on the score sheet here in the first half.
And he has been the difference. He came close twice before that, even had a header before that as well. So all the threat for Orange County has come from him. From San Antonio, not enough up front yet to really bother Colin Shuttler. So possibly a fair lead for Orange County at halftime, but expect fireworks in the second half from both these sides.
This has had the feel, every bit of it, of a playoff game. Right now, second place San Antonio, third place Orange County. Your last 2 title winners here in USL Championship going toe-to-toe. We've had 45 fun minutes. We should have 45 more fun minutes on the way. But it's 1-0 Orange County. IPA Physio halftime show coming up here on ESPN+.
Patterson Kia, where it's all about you. I'm John Patterson from the all-new Mission Viejo Kia, and we're celebrating August with the new Kia Forte lease for as low as $195 a month, only at Patterson Mission Viejo Kia. Visit the largest Kia service center in Orange County at Mission Viejo Kia. No appointment necessary, award-winning customer service, and available service loaners today. Experience the difference at Mission Viejo Kia, where it's all about you. Patterson Kia, where it's all about you.
At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do.
So, we're getting that house we told you guys about.
You're buying a house?
Yeah. Soldiers get VA loan guarantees.
Yeah, no money down.
Well, my office gives us free bagels.
That's cool.
Yes. I'll get you the file.
Sounds intense.
Clients. What do you do?
Retired?
Tech?
Nah, Army.
Huh. Check your spam folder.
One of the main treatments we work on with the players is treatments that focus in on lower extremities. We want to make sure that we maximize flexibility and minimize stiffness in the hips and legs. During the session, we incorporate stretches, IASTM, percussive therapy, and cryotherapy. The session is really tailored to the needs of the athlete being treated.
Recovery is a crucial part of every athlete's performance.
We're excited to be working with OCSE again to help the team recover throughout the season.
Welcome into the IPA Physio Halftime Show, the official physical therapy partner of OCSC. And these teams might need some physical therapy after this one because it has been a brutal physical first half, as it was when these teams met 2 weeks ago. Let's take a look back at some highlights from the midweek games that sort of set the table for the weekend that has been here in the USL Championship playoff race. One of the big ones was Hartford and RGV playing to a 2-2 draw Wednesday night. It was a night where RGV really needed some points as they try to get to that playoff line.
Yeah, this was points dropped from their point of view. Prince Sadie here just tucking it into the back of the net, and within 2 minutes, Cristiano Francois had got this ball. It deflects off the defender and over the goalkeeper. That's so unlucky for Hartford, but Francois taking the opportunity. Look at it there. Goalkeeper going back to try and get there. Then Pinzone gets one for RGV, but then we pick it up with Prince Sadie getting a penalty, stepping up here and just tucking it in. So a 2-2 draw, and you're quite right for me, RGV dropping 2 crucial points.
And then they lose tonight 3-2 at home against Sacramento. Now this Orange County team, of course, had a match against Oakland on Wednesday. Milan Olaski, surprise, surprise, got on the score sheet. And from there, they just continued to roll to a 3-1 victory.
Yeah, Thomas Among from the corner that Paul Blanchett misses. That was just before half-time. They were 1-0 down. They got back to 2-1. And about 8 minutes after half-time, Milan Olaski gets blocked here. Brian Olaski steps up and goes, "I'll tuck that away, little brother." And 3-1 up. And from then onwards, they just managed the game. And they put Oakland to the sword.
My favorite part of that was a celebration. Milan, I mean, he could have taken out Brian completely with that tackle from behind in the celebration. And here we are looking at the standings again, brought to you by IPA Physio. Right now, Orange County creeps to within 1 of San Antonio for second place. Remember, Sacramento has already clinched home field in the Western Conference and first place in the West. San Diego is now up 4-1. Since we went to halftime in our game, they scored again against Oakland and are up 4-1 on the Roots at the break. So now tied on points with Orange County, and again, 7-8 El Paso, Oakland. They play each other next week to decide possibly the last spot.
What a game that is going to be. Monterey Bay have a game in hand. They could jump up. New Mexico, if they get a result at Phoenix, and they can jump up. And even RGV is still not dead as yet.
Unbelievable finish we're going to have here in the USL Championship regular season. We are drawing nearer and nearer to decision day. It is 7 days away, and we're moments away from half number 2, which will help decide some of the things that still need deciding here in this race. It's Orange County 1, San Antonio 0.
We all have goals. But let's be honest, most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
The opportunity for the small business owner with the tax credit is up to $26,000 per employee. Small business owners have been through a lot through the pandemic. They've seen the power of tax credits, government offset through the PPP program. This program, employee retention credit, is much larger than that. And so if you're a small business and you employ folks, you need to be looking at this opportunity to see if you can qualify. But it's definitely something where you need to be talking to your financial advocate or advisor and having them guide you through the process.
It is spooky season all across the country here, and when your colors are orange and black, you can have some fun celebrating it, but it's the orange and black celebrating a 1-0 lead right now over San Antonio. We step aside, though, for a moment and take a broader look around USL Championship with some news and notes. Everything starting to fall into place. Dequat leading the Golden Boot chase with 1 week remaining. They've got Kimbrough. Maybe he's in that Golden Boot race. I don't know. 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 years from now when he's 20 years old, but he makes history as the youngest player to debut. And we are 7 days from the end of the regular season. November 12th, we'll see the final on ESPN2. And also, in addition to the Golden Boot, possibly for Dequa, they lifted the USL Shield today and have clinched home field throughout the postseason.
Yeah, brilliant season for Bob Lilly and his side, and that was after losing Russell Siccione and Alex Dixon at the start of the season. So you lose 2 of your best strikers and you still come up with an awesome season. And well done, Albert Dickwood. It's fantastic to get 20 goals. And he's still got 1 week left to add to that.
Could add to it still. See if he could get to 22 that Milanowski had last season. Upcoming schedule around the league brought to you by Destination Irvine. It's rare to see a cross-conference matchup this late in the year, and to have the implications so profound for both teams, Birmingham and Monterey Bay tomorrow. Both teams got to have that game in their respective playoff chases.
Yeah, Monterey Bay in particular, a win for them. We'll see them right back in it. And for Birmingham, they're not safe as yet, so they need at least, I think, a point. New Mexico on Friday. No matter what happens today, they will need a result against Memphis. And Detroit hosting Pittsburgh. Detroit and Miami battling for that last place in the East.
And Detroit City catches a break. Pittsburgh has absolutely nothing to play for in that game because they've already wrapped up the overall 1 seed. The Euro Soccer Trips brings us the scoreboard, and right now you see it's still scoreless between Phoenix and New Mexico. That's one to monitor throughout the night. It seems like San Diego is going to send their fans out for regular season play with a bang. They could and probably should still have a home playoff game coming up on the horizon, but 4-1 over Oakland, who's in a bad way right now.
They're in a shocking way. It really has been a terrible run for them the last 7 or 8 games. And by the way, from Orange County's point of view, Colorado Springs, keep an eye on that one, because if they go on to win that, and this should change in the second half for Orange County, then it becomes a bun fight as to who finishes above who.
Well, 3 halves of soccer remain in the regular season for San Antonio and Orange County. We're moments away from the first of those 3 halves, and it will be San Antonio for the 2nd week in a row trying to come from behind. They were down 2-0 at half last week, down 1-0 at half this week. Second 45 is on the way.
A few years ago, I was making cabinets and somebody gave this idea like, hey, why don't you make your beautiful doors to fit IKEA cabinets?
You know, we care about everything that goes into making a door or a panel or a cabinet. Designing a kitchen or even remodeling it, it's a difficult process. We're here to kind of bridge that gap between The vision and realizing that goal.
We're able to make everything in-house, handmade, handcrafted, beautiful product.
When you are killed by a drunk driver, you become nothing but a stick figure on a police report. Your death will be a story never to be told by you, and justice will never be served. Last year, nearly 13,000 stick figures were drawn by officers after a drunk driving fatality. It will take everyone to eliminate drunk driving, so that no one ever has to tell your story from a police report.
This match is presented by the U.S. Army. The Army offers more than 150 distinct jobs, free education, and job openings in the reserves right here in Southern California. For more information, text BPMM to Go Army. That's 462769. Be all you can be. Go Army SoCal. And once again, the Noah Bernard Out Foundation wants to remind fans to never drive drunk and get home safely. Take a look now at highlights from half number one, brought to you by Turf. And Gary, most of the chances belong to Orange County in the first 45.
They did, and most of them to Milan Iloski. He was so sharp around the fringes. They gave him a little bit of space here. They stood off him, gave him 3-4 yards, and he says, fine, I'll have a dip. And he wasn't far away from that far post. You can see the ball bending back, and Marsman running across there just to make sure. And they kept the pressure on in a similar way, just trying to feed the ball to Milan Iloski. There he goes, gets ahead. And again, opens up a bit of space. This time it's the other post. And Marsman doesn't even dive. Now, either he judges it very quickly or he was off balance and he's just thinking, thank heavens that goes wide. But eventually, Milan Iloski does get a chance. When the ball he's unmarked here, he gets it, turns, and then just drops his shoulder, goes past and says, thank you, now I have the space. I'm close enough, and this time I'm not going to miss.
Missed it 1 yard to the right the first time, 1 yard to the left the second time. Finally hit it right down the middle and got the goal. Take a look at the stats at halftime, brought to you by Sauve Law Group. Expected goals is one that stuck out, not pictured here, but for San Antonio, 0.01.
Yeah, well, look at that. One shot, that's all they've had. 9 shots for Orange County, only 2 on target. Their expected goals is 0.48, so 0.48, half a goal versus 0.01, which is nothing. And that's why they're 1 up. They took that half a goal, made it into a goal. Credit to them. But as we've said, San Antonio, they've been one of the best teams in the league over the last 2 seasons. They're going to come fighting back second half. They have options on the bench like Justin Dillon and Nacho Baialoni. They are going to fight back. Lots of work for Orange County to do yet before they can claim all 3 points.
Orange County left to right in the orange, San Antonio right to left in the black with gold trim. And we're underway now in half number 2. Happy to have you with us this evening with the Manchester United legend Gary Bailey. I'm Joe Malfa. Get you in a positive mood tonight, by the way. First positive result in a little while for Manchester United. So we get you in a good mood tonight.
Can I tell you what, for 95 minutes it was horrendously bad. Only the final 2 minutes saved the day for all Man United fans, so we'll take what we can. It hasn't been easy, that's all I can say.
Well, I could use you in goal. Free kick on the way for San Antonio.
This is where they're dangerous. Set pieces, pile it into the box, get all the big boys on the end. There they all are. Bonnie's been pushed up, and Olawasai.
Driven by Hernandez. It's about 6 or 7 free kicks in that general area for Hernandez. None of them have produced anything, but you're playing with fire if you're Orange County, continuing to concede those, knowing the height San Antonio possesses, knowing the skill Hernandez has on the ball with 10 assists this season. At some point, they're going to get it measured properly, and it's going to turn into a chance.
Yeah, to be fair, Hernandez mishit that. It just sort of, it was low, it was straight to the edge of the box, and it was easily cleared. But you're right, when he does get it spot on, it flies over the top of heads and drops right in the middle there and gives his big center backs and strikers something to aim for. For Orange County, I'm sure Morten Carlson said the same thing. Just keep playing, keep controlling, keep moving the ball, Match it challenge for challenge. Don't be shy with the tackles, but play our game. Let them play vertical. We just play, you know, control and possession football.
For Brian Alaski, but intercepted by Ish Jom. Jom has some space to carry. Bounces around a lot professionally, Ish Jom. He's been a mainstay this year with 16 starts for San Antonio. Time in Minnesota, Nashville, Colorado Springs, Austin, Portland. Finally San Antonio this year. Fits right into their mold. Brian Alaski, and Lyon floats it. Awkwardly dealt with by Shannon Gomez and out for a corner.
Again, that high ball into the box, Mark McNulty, there's not much he can do. He's not big enough as a number 9 to really get on the end of it. He's got to hope that the defenders don't clear it properly. This is a better opportunity for Orange County because now they can push their centre-backs forward. Marcus Nakim, Dylan Powers, those are the players who are more likely to get their head on the ball.
True Path Loans corner kick first of the second half for Orange County. Lamb, low driven ball, flicked on but wide. Clever little effort there from Kasipli. Fabian Garcia subbed in for Moabu at the half for San Antonio.
Very good defender, Fabian Garcia. He's just going to help them tighten up any defense and maybe get a bit more physical.
Alaski turns on Tanner Bryan, that is, looking centrally now for McNulty. Antonio, not often that they're the ones conceding first in a match. Such great front runners as well, the way they're able to slow a game down. So methodical playing from in front. This year when scoring first, their record 10-0-4, but 4-5-5 when conceding first. They were unbeaten last year as well, San Antonio, when they score first in matches. And have kept it going again this year. It's not a stretch to say that. Usually when you score first, you're probably going to be in good shape, but how many times do we see teams concede a lead, that becomes a draw, whatever the case may be. They're outstanding front runners. Different story when you jump on them early. And now there's some more bad blood between these two teams. Stack them down behind the play. Shuttler sprinted about 25 yards off his line for a little confrontation there. And a chat with the referee in the aftermath.
Well, we did talk about the fact that it might get even chippier in the second half. Let's have a look and see if we can see anything untoward. Looked like it was Patino. Oh, he does throw an arm out. In fact, now that you see it, that is a red card offense. But only pick it up now on a replay. It might be the second replay, so there's no way he gets a yellow card for it. It looked more like a purposeful swing of the arm, which on VAR would be a red. But we expected him to come out firing San Antonio's second half.
And that's what Shuttler is probably arguing right now. If you saw something there to give it a yellow, it means you saw it, and why wasn't it a red? That's probably what Shuttler's asking right now. But if you're the referee, again, without VAR, unless you saw it distinctly 100%, you can't give a game-changing red card in this situation.
Agree with you 100%. It could be the referee said, look, his arm was up, but he didn't swing it, hence it's a yellow card. As opposed to he swung his hand and looked to do damage, in which it would probably be a red. Let's see if we can see it again. Let's keep an eye on that. There. That's a smack. That's an actual swing. But they were pushing and tugging. But yeah, that would get you sent off if the referee could see that clearly, but you can't. I mean, you have to accept that referees get a glimpse, and we're now seeing it for the third or fourth time, and still trying to make sure what we can and can't see. So it is what it is, and players must just get on with it. But I think the referee's been warned or given an indication that this has taken place, and if it happens again, then San Antonio could be in a bit of trouble.
So Patino picks up a yellow. Good time to remind you that Maloney had one in the first half for San Antonio, and only Kasipli had one in the first half for Orange County. Lamb switches. Scott. Done by Brian Alaski. Here's Lamb. Back inside. Brian Alaski lays it off for Scott.
That was worth a strike. What is he, 25 yards out? Just gets it a bit too high. There were so many black shirts behind, they just couldn't find a way through. He hits it there. If he keeps it down a bit more, I mean, it still would have had to have been a great strike to beat the goalkeeper, who was already covering that side of the goal. But you never know, you might also get deflection, so it's always worth the shot. I do think Thomas and Mung will come on at some stage, around about the 60th minute. They just need that physical presence up front. Mark McNulty's really struggled to make anything happen there. And when you've got that powerful player and available to use, it just takes the pressure off the rest of the team if he can hold the ball up and win some one-on-one battles against the big guys at the back at San Antonio.
Slip through now for McNulty. Takes it right into Mitch Tainer, but rescues it. Tainer, McNulty still battling. And McNulty is whistled for the foul. Oh, goes for the throat of Tainer. That should be red. I'd be stunned if it's not. And it is, 100%, 100%, and it continues now. McNulty going back at Tainer. Marsman getting involved. Might not be the only red we see, because these two teams are only seeing red right now, and it's all anger. 4-0 last week, 2 weeks ago. We knew it might spill into this. McNulty lost his cool, he's gone. Who else might join him, if anybody else?
Yeah, Tainter's played him there. He's hit him in a part that hurts very much, but you cannot turn and grab someone by the throat, and he's gone down, Tainter. He's got him sent off, and he's still really annoyed, but McNulty's got to walk away. And this is what San Antonio are good at. They're physical, they bump you around, and you cannot bite. You've got to just bide your time to get them back. And unfortunately, Mark McNulty should know better. I mean, he's a Scotsman. He knows how to take a knock. They're tough from that part of the world. He's got angry, he's got sent off, and now his team have a real problem on their hands now.
See if any other cards are doled out. Referees starting to chat with each other a bit. McNulty going over now to chat with the assistant referee on the far side. Again, whatever happened, and we'll see if we get a look at it, what Tainer might have done to McNulty was what it was, but you'll see here, no doubt about it, McNulty deserved to be sent off for what he did.
There's a swing with his foot back there. He kicks him in a place that hurts a hell of a lot. And he did it on purpose, there's no question. But the moment he feels the arms around his neck, he goes, I've won this battle. I'm going to stay down because I know he's going to get a red card. Watch his foot there. It comes up and kicks him. Extremely painful area. But the moment those hands touch his throat, down he goes because he knows he's got his man. And that's just crafty defender play, and you can't afford to bite it no matter how angry you are. And Marsman getting involved, and have to be very careful he didn't do anything to get himself sent off. They've won the battle, San Antonio. When you won the battle, Morten Carlson would have said to them before the game, you know it's going to get physical, do not get involved, and unfortunately McNulty has. Juan Asokar takes the spot of Shannon Gomez.
Rita Zuhir takes the spot of Connor Maloney. 2 more changes now from the San Antonio side. Down a goal, up a man, chasing this game.
Clever. Connor Maloney's got the yellow card, so you get him off so that he's not likely to get involved in anything.
It does appear as if the red to McNulty was the only card doled out in that whole melee between these two sides. So, with 33 to play, it's Orange County up a goal, down a man. Reminder of the other yellow cards still in existence. Patino for San Antonio, Casipli for Orange County.
I wonder if Patino will come off earlier than expected and get the likes of Bailoni on or Justin Dillon, because referees, when they send one player off from one team, they do tend, without meaning to, they sort of tend to even things up if a player does do something. And the last thing that San Antonio want is Patino to get the second yellow. And again, I'm not saying that referees do it on purpose, it's just a psychological reaction. You've sent a player off from one side, should someone on the other side cross the line, then it's very easy to give an equalizing red.
And a yellow card given here, and more players getting into it with each other. Juan Azúcar just onto the field, picks up the yellow. Brendan Stevis has to come in because 3 players went right after Juan Azúcar.
And Juan Azúcar doing great, just put his arms up there and didn't respond. Absolutely brilliant. Just doing it the right way, and he's getting the Orange County players so fired up. They're going to do something silly again if they're not careful.
Gary, I have a sneaking suspicion we haven't seen the only red card of the night. The way this match is trending, and with what happened 2 weeks ago.
There's a yellow, but that's it. Let the referee do his job, and the player gets kicked has a right to stand up and say, what about it? But you can't have the whole team have a go.
Actually, it was Dogman only in the area because he was trying to stop Kyle Scott from doing something he would have regretted. Milan Alaski came back into it as well. So right now, if you're Orange County, it's just got to be a matter of keeping it cool.
Absolutely. And if you're San Antonio, you're thinking job done. I've no doubt it's at the half-time they were talking about firing things up, and they've got Orange County all over the place here.
Now, currently, Phoenix is still tied 0-0 with New Mexico. So it's important that Orange County hold on to this victory. If they do, they would clinch a home playoff game. Brian Alaski's going to come off here for Tomas Amang. Also, we'll see Kyle Scott leave. Andrew Fox takes his spot. Kevin Langford on for Ryan Dogman. Andrew Fox on for Kyle Scott. Tomas Amang on for Brian Alaski. All subs brought to you by MetaQuip. So again, as it stands, if Orange County holds on to the victory and Phoenix is unable to beat New Mexico, Orange County will have qualified already for a home playoff game. Whether it's as the 2, 3, or 4 seed is to be determined next week. Kyle Scott, as a parting gift, subbing off for Andrew Fox, picked up a yellow card. So did somebody over on the Orange County bench, one of the assistant coaches. All yellows brought to you by SoCal Gas.
Well, some of the older, more experienced players in this Orange County side need to calm things down. In particular, Marcus Nakim and Dylan Powers. They've been around, they know the story. To calm it down, they've got a lot more work now with 10 players, but they're a goal up. 2/3 of the match gone, and they're at home. And with 10 players, they can still do the job and walk away with the 3 points.
Lamb, past Jome. Well, it's fresh on the mind. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Hope we see these teams play in the playoffs. Because that would be 90 or 120 minutes of pure entertainment and pure intensity.
It certainly would be. Obviously, one assumes it would be San Antonio at home, and at home they are physically stronger, tougher, and more difficult to break down.
Potentially.
But Orange County have shown that they can stand up to them.
And potentially it's right here at Championship Park again, because San Antonio, yeah, they do host Indy, and maybe it's one they should win on paper, but as it stands, they're only 1 point clear of Orange County. So that could certainly turn next week, where it would be an Orange County home game if they meet in the playoffs. Still a long way to go. Corner from Orange County. Among gets ahead to it. Off frame. Well, one. Oh, no. Seemed like a clean challenge.
It's a challenge from behind, though, so even if it's clean, I think referees do tend to think it's potentially dangerous. And again, the Orange County players getting upset with the referee's decisions, and probably not a wise thing to do. Strap yourself in for some more WWF wrestling type antics that are going to go on here. And again, you've got Justin Dillon and Nacho Barloni on the bench for San Antonio. Those are two monster players up front as well. So you bring them on fresh and give them the target of upsetting the Orange County defense and goalkeeper.
Among. Battled through with it. He wanted to keep playing. Some late contact at the end of that between Among and Tainer.
And this referee's going to have eyes everywhere here, because there could be some stuff happening off the ball for all you know. It's I hope not. I hope they keep it clean, both sides. But it is getting to that stage where tempers are really getting heated, especially by the Orange County players.
Orange County down to 10 men. McNulty straight red about 10 minutes ago now.
And deservedly so. Cannot grab somebody by the throat, which is what he did to Mitch Tainter.
Among as well to keep it in. Pulaski feeds it through for Lamb. Good vision, better ball. Oh, and Lamb now waiting for some support. Lamb does well to win the corner.
As you say, he was lacking support there. Either he took a shot from a fairly tight angle, or he had to wait and hold the ball up for somebody to join him. By the time he did that, there was too many bodies back from San Antonio doing the defensive duties, but credit Orange County with 10 men still pushing forward, looking for a second. And the crowd there, you can feel the energy in the crowd. They're up to this, they're enjoying the battle.
Lamb service. Hasn't discernibly looked yet like Orange County is playing down a man. The game hasn't changed all that much.
It's funny when that happens, when you go down to 10 men, you almost, let's say you work harder, you just work more intelligently, you cover the spaces. Maybe the opposition feel that with an extra man they don't have to try as hard. And again, none of this you do consciously, it's all subconscious stuff. But 10 men are often harder to beat than 11, which doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
Azokar feeds Hernandez.
Oh, there was something off the ball from Azokar there as well.
And it's lashed off of a
Just watch this with Azakar. I wonder if the referee is going to give him a second yellow.
A corner for San Antonio.
There was a bit of bumping between him and somebody else in midfield, and he definitely lifted his hand from what I could see and made contact. Let's have a look. Look in the middle there. The step back from Milan Iloski. He makes contact, and then he lifts his hand, does he?
He swiped back at him with that left arm as he went by. Lucky for him, he didn't really make any sort of good contact.
But you don't have to. You've simply got to attempt to make the contact. But again, without the replays that we have, very difficult for the referee to give him a second yellow. But he's playing with fire there, one Azakar.
Now Hernandez from the corner. It's where they're lethal on set pieces with the height they possess. Hernandez, the curler, punched away by Shuttler. A swing and a miss from Oluwaseyi. So back in, ball still loose, and it goes Orange County's way. Azakar, he brought him in for Maloney to get a yellow off the field, but it took Azakar all of 2 minutes to pick up a yellow of his own.
Good point, yeah. I think they pride themselves, San Antonio, in being physically more aggressive and stronger than any other team. And so when you bring the battle to them like Orange County are doing.
Good ball over the top here. Awkwardly comes through for Partida. Marshman handles it.
Just saying they love the battle and they love to prove that they are the toughest. But to give Orange County credit, they certainly haven't been bullied like they were in the first match when they got beat 4-0 2 weeks ago.
Given away. Boni's had the strongest night on the back line for San Antonio. It's felt like a couple of times that Orange County have come through with good chances. It's been on Boni. A couple of times the ball's been given away out of the back. It's been Trova Boni. It's not his night at the office. Second start, 6th appearance overall.
I think the goal scored by Milan Iloski, he actually stepped past Boni to score it.
Another corner coming though now into the 70th minute. Nacho Bailoni preparing to come on next for San Antonio. It'll be for Ishjom. Have one sub remaining and one window remaining since they used one of their changes at halftime. Did not burn the window.
He's a big striker up front, isn't he? Tough. Another aerial threat that Orange County are going to have tomorrow. It looks like Kevin Partida is marking him. He's a good foot taller.
Curled in, the header from Azakar is out for a goal kick. They stop for possible head injury here.
This is a threat. They've got big players in every position. Azakar gets up and there's a clash of heads at the end of it. Really good play from Thomas Among to put Azakar off enough. He steps forward here, and just the challenge is what puts him off there, and he can't get that on target. Yeah, he knows it. He thought he was going to hit that into the corner, and as he does, there's the collision, and it just turns his body. Well done, Thomas Among.
Doing what they can right now, Orange County, to try and prevent any sort of rhythm from taking hold in this game. Fans, there's still time to go and check out all the new merchandise for 2023. New women's collection, sweatshirts, and a new OCSC quarter zip. Head over to OCSCshop.com to grab yours today. Among back out onto the field quickly.
I just wonder if Orange County have done enough to take the sting out of the game. I'm sure San Antonio is going to come back at them, but you know, with less than 20 minutes to go, they've got the lead. They've matched them punch for punch or tackle for tackle.
Punch for punch is probably accurate, the way this game has gone.
Thomas Among down on the far side. They can just control the ball, which they've just given away. This is important now. If Orange County control the ball, keep possession, they can just play this match out. Now they're going to stop it for Thomas Among.
This is down a moment ago. Down again this time. Looking at his left leg. Here's where we believe it happened. Awkward, no intent there, but just the full weight of Trovaboni coming down on his left leg awkwardly. It has been a physical bout, to say the least, between these teams. Some of it clean, some of it line crossing that elicited a red card to McNulty.
Seth Kasipli there. Kyle Scott is late on that one. I think early on, Orange County got stuck in there. Olawashi is tackling the board.
Not even the board safe from the physicality in this one.
Little bump there, shoulder to shoulder, Dogman. And then this is the one, red card. Silly moment from McNulty. And Mitch Tainter just wound him up and he dived in. Then there was this here. And again, Azakar doing well to put his arms up while they were pushing him. Milanolowski with two hands on the chest could easily have got a yellow. There's a bumping once Thomas Among came on. It really has had lots of chippiness about it. But you expect that against San Antonio. I don't think there's any coach we've spoken to who's played them who said it's going to be a nice, easy possession football game and artistic game. It's going to be about a fight and a battle. And that's why they're the champions, because very few teams can match their physical intensity, allied to the fact they're very good players as well. They can play it on the ground when they need to as well. It's a good player game from Milanolowski. Just holding the ball up there and just taking the sting out the match.
Among. San Antonio, let's not forget, still chasing a goal in this game and doing so a man up, still with only one shot on target in the match. And as it stands, they'd only be 1 point clear of both Orange County and San Diego for the 2 seed. Could have clinched the 2 seed tonight with a positive result, and other results also gone their way. They're not holding up their own end of the bargain, at least not so far. If they do come back to win this game, San Antonio, they would clinch the 2 seed.
I think you have to give a lot of credit here to Orange County for denying so many good goal scorers opportunities to score.
Flag stays down, Lamb in space, Alaski streaking centrally. Well done on the tackle by Mitch Tainter. It's why he was in the MVP conversation last year and why he's so vital to this team game in, game out.
He goes and puts the ball on the corner so they can't waste any time. Just Lamb here, just sort of brings it in quite a lot there, just opens up the opportunity for the tackle. But still, as long as they're down this end of the pitch, Orange County, you would assume they'd be happy. And there he is, just speeding things up.
I He should have put it on the other side, though. He should have known it's a right-footed corner taker who would want it on this side of the arc. Would have saved an extra few seconds. Now Lamb puts it up, and Tainer's there to head it away. Oluwaseyi was waiting for it. Intervention from Dylan Powers. Nathan, very quiet tonight, but something on here, looking for Oluwaseyi. Shuttler in no man's land, gets a punch to it while still in the box. Good goalkeeping after his mini adventure. Oluwaseyi, well done. Terrific tackle from Andrew Fox.
That's great goalkeeping and great defending there from Orange County. Colin Shuttler comes out, doesn't sell himself, because he could have given away the penalty, stood up and waited. It was absolutely brilliant goalkeeping. Good little bit of skill here from Nathan as well. Gets away from Lamb, puts it in for Oluwaseyi, but look at the goalkeeper. He comes and stops, so doesn't give away the penalty, waits, picks his moment to make the save, gets back in. And the tackle from Andrew Fox, he just waits as well. You'll see this come back, and then what a good tackle that is. Absolutely fantastic. Against a player who has the best return on goals and assists per minute in the entire USL. Tani Oluwaseyi, 16 goals and 7 assists. So he's a real handful, and between Fox and Shuttler, they shut him down on that one.
Dozen minutes remain. Be a massive 3 points for Orange County and some sweet revenge following their 4-0 defeat to San Antonio 2 weeks ago, but far, far, far from over. With this other side standing across from you, Bailoni. Dangerous tackle in from behind. Yellow card shown, belonging to Fox.
Yeah, you can see why. He's gone through the player to get the ball, Andrew Fox. Bailoni just steps between ball and player, knowing full well the tackle's coming, and he's going to get himself a foul. Could have got himself badly hurt as well, Bailoni there. But that's a dangerous position with all these big units in the box waiting, as they have done a few occasions. Just fancy, I think you said if you keep getting crosses and free kicks into the box with these San Antonio players, eventually something is going to get headed home.
Especially with this man coming in now. Justin Dillon subs on for Jorge Hernandez, so you lose your service provider in Hernandez, but you gain a guy who had an assist with a header last week in stoppage time to tie it 2-2 against Oakland. Now it'll be Rita Zuhir in charge of the set piece. He couldn't get it past the one-man wall. Might have been a little bit of an encroachment from that one-man wall of Partita, but it was uncalled by the referees. Marshman sends it long. Centered by Tainer. Well done, keeping that alive along the sideline. Nathan. Zuhir. Blocked again, this time Milanowski, who has the match's lone goal in the 44th minute. Nathan looking for Oluwaseyi, did not make the contact he wanted. Easy save for Shuttler.
I think that's a bad miss from Oluwaseyi there. It's a lovely ball in from Nathan. And have a look, it comes to him, and he just totally whiffs on the shot. He's simply got to make a connection or lay it square. You can see Bailoni was next to him saying, just give it to me. There goes the arms of Bailoni saying, I'm right here. If you can't shoot, then just lay it off. That's a really good chance.
Amang runs into a brick wall. Seemed like it was clean shoulder to shoulder from Fabian Garcia. He thought so as well. Very fine line between what is and isn't clean, especially when it's been such a physical game. This was maybe one of the tamest challenges we've seen all night in terms of the relative aspect of things.
Yeah, I mean, it's fairly close to a shoulder to shoulder. I mean, it's Maybe there was a bit of an arm coming from the defender, but not much. I mean, it is a physical sport. You can't glove for every bit of contact.
And we've seen more go uncalled tonight,
yeah.
shall we say. That seemed worse than the last one. Yellow card shown to Amang as he comes in on Garcia as a bit of a revenge challenge, you might think. That's where Orange County's run into some trouble tonight. They're on the receiving end of a physical challenge by San Antonio. They try to reciprocate, but they cross the line in their reciprocation and pick up the cards.
And that's why San Antonio is so clever, is the leading elbow there, which is why it's a yellow. It's a dangerous leading elbow. You see it there, comes across. He just turns his head away in time. But they're very good at this, San Antonio, and it's a skill in itself not, to upset your opposition without getting involved.
Even on the red card for McNulty, who again, 100% a red card, went to choke Tainer, but a little foot came up from Tainer at the end of that, and he stuck in.
Yeah, probably on purpose. Yeah, it's a wind-up.
Nathan, look out. Shuttler has some trouble with it. Able to keep it out, only just. Now Zuhair. Milanowski flicks it through for Dogman. Pardon me, not Dogman, Langford coming up. Nathan skirts it through. Kasipli goes down. This is where, again, late on, 7 minutes to go, you cannot give up too many free kicks against the San Antonio team. Nathan working end line, and that's out for a corner. Took a deflection.
By the way, that shot just now that came in from Nathan, Colin Shuttler, here it is, just almost mishandles it. He just gets enough behind it at the end. Credit the goalkeeper. Ball was moving, a bit of a, would you say, a knuckleball. And he just gets enough to get that round by the post.
Corner swung in. Some little shades of Robert Green 2010 World Cup there.
Yes, remember that.
United States.
Yeah, for England. Yeah.
Milanowski going 1v4, and it's Mitch Tainer the first to greet him. Alaski couldn't get past Garcia.
Does keep battling though, Milanowski. He's not scared of physical challenges. He goes for players. He holds the ball up. I'm very impressed again with him today.
Asokar. Nice move to get past Lamb. And Lamb takes him down. Free kick coming.
Asokar does well. Throws his shoulder one way, goes the other. You can see the tug on the shoulder from Lamb and the body contact coming in from Dylan Powers.
I believe Milanowski was just shown a yellow completely behind the play. Add him to the list.
It's an ever-growing list.
Getting close to territory where it might be easier to tell you who doesn't have a yellow card than who does. 5 to play. Only the 1 red card to show for it. McNulty, about a half an hour ago.
Substitution for OCSC in the 86th minute. Brought to you by Medicare.
2 changes now for Orange County. Owen Lamb comes off. As does Seth Kasipli. Miles takes the spot of Lamb. And Brett Richards, the spot of Kasipli.
It's always a dangerous time to make changes when you're defending a set piece. Let's see how they rearrange things in there.
Miles, an Academy product as well. Zuhair. Shuttler with it. It's a heck of a game to come into if you're Ashton Miles right now. Late on, trying to defend a 1-0 lead. playing a man down in this physical battle we've seen.
Good goalkeeping again. And we talked about Colin Shuttler and that he wasn't there. Neither was Partida for the 4-0 defeat. He's done really well. Hasn't had a hell of a lot to do, but what he has done, he's been solid, comfortable, confident.
Fresh-legged Richards up the right side. Howard steps in hard for a San Antonio throw. Sneakily, it's already only 3 minutes remaining. It just has never really felt like the second half has found any long stretches of play, any long sort of rhythm.
That's Orange County. You've got to give them credit. They have worked, as they did 2 years ago when they won the title. They just defended so well. Goalkeeper again. Nice, solid hands at the back.
Second half, 52nd minute. Moreno, New Mexico, up 1-0 on Phoenix. So there's your first bit of motion in the top 8 in the West. Oakland falls out of the top 8, sitting in 9th. New Mexico now above the line on 43 points.
Good news for Orange County and San Antonio if Phoenix don't get any points tonight.
Switchbacks also conceded an equalizer against Las Vegas, so that won't necessarily matter. If Orange County holds on to the victory and San Diego holds on to the victory, they're currently up 4-2 with 5 minutes to go on Oakland. Orange County and San Diego both win. They both clinch home games in the first round of the postseason. Question would be, who's 2, who's 3, who's 4? San Antonio right now 55 points. Orange County and San Diego both on 54 points. And Orange County has a tiebreaker on San Diego, so they're in 3rd right now. San Diego in 4th.
But the match isn't over yet.
Nor are the others in action right now. And this match won't be over till the final whistle blows, as cliche as it sounds, because San Antonio scored 90 plus 5. Look out, Zuhir here from a distance. They scored 90 plus 5 last game to equalize against Oakland and could have won it 90 plus 7.
Good snapshot here from Zuhir, and you can see Shuttler goes across the goal, covers it, and then just pulls his hands back at the last moment. He realizes he's passing his post, doesn't need to make contact with the ball, just pulls in that right hand. Doesn't take too much time, otherwise they'll get a yellow. I think that's what Alan Marcina's saying. It's time wasting.
That's the only thing we need in this game, another yellow. Told there will be 7 minutes of additional time coming up.
Ow. Mosman about to take this. You know that they've had San Antonio 17 different scorers in the season so far. I doubt anyone comes close to that in terms of variety. So you never know who if there is going to be a goal, who it's going to come from.
Among helps make sure it doesn't come here at least. Shielding it, might have taken a touch there. And it'll be a throw for San Antonio. Zulfagari Law firm. Stoppage time, 7 minutes of stoppage time. Played in. Now San Antonio comes through for one Asokar. Foul goes against San Antonio.
Just to make the point about the different goal scorers they could have, just in this match alone up front is Nathan Patino Olawashe. They've thrown on Justin Dillon and Nacho Bailoni, and Zuhir's got a few goals. He's got 8 in fact, and 4 assists from outside the box. I mean, that's 6 or 7 top goal scorers all going at this Orange County defense.
Orange County fans, you can start looking ahead to your 2024 season, joining the season ticket holder family. Renew your season ticket seats today at orangecountysoccer.com/season-tickets.
been a good break for Orange County, that injury and the free kick, just to slow everything down, calm it down, just remind each other that you've still got to fight on for another 6+ minutes.
Nathan handling Richards. Good shot for handball there from Nathan, goes unanswered. Milanowski. It's Langford. Sent long off the right arm of Richards. Handball called. Tried to claim it was his shoulder, but might need another anatomy lesson. Nathan, plenty of green grass out ahead. Nacho Bailoni. That one did hit the chest, and it's out for a corner.
Wow, it goes from one end to the other, doesn't it? I mean, Brent Richards, if he brings it down properly, he's got a hell of a chance in on goal. And then straight away down the other end with Nathan creating problems. Nakim, the captain, doing a really good job there, just to use his body to block the cross.
Switchbacks retook the lead on Vegas, but again, doesn't matter as far as Orange County or San Diego's hopes right now. On the back post, header off frame from Asokar. Still sits in play. Garcia on his way through. Nathan pulls it wide of the near post.
And Garcia was upset because he felt he was through and past the defense. He had the momentum, and Nathan takes it off his foot. Have a look here. Garcia, he touches it, and now he's through. He feels into the box, and they wouldn't have caught him. And instead, Nathan takes it and shoots wide. Maybe if Nathan had gone for the far post, it might have been a better option for him. But I think Fabian Garcia just saw glory here. Just saw glory in his eyes for a moment. He wasn't happy when that ball was taken off his feet.
The only way now that Orange County or San Diego can be caught on their 54 points is if Phoenix were to come from behind, beat New Mexico, and then, of course, Orange County, San Diego lose next week, Phoenix wins next week. But there's a possibility that both Orange County and San Diego could be signed, sealed, delivered into home playoff games should New Mexico hold on to beat Phoenix.
Yes, I do hold on to this. Orange County have been another feather in the cap of Morten Carlson. Since he's taken over, he's taken them from second bottom all the way up to now third position and a point behind in the live table San Antonio. And, he was coach of the month in the USL for July and August, and quite rightly so. There was 11 games in a trot they won, so huge credit to Morten Carlson. Although job's still not yet done, still a few minutes to go.
By the way, Phoenix has the tiebreaker on Orange County. San Diego has a tiebreaker on Phoenix. So if Phoenix did come from behind to beat New Mexico tonight, they could still theoretically supplant Orange County in one of the final home playoff game slots. Could not supplant San Diego, though. So kudos to San Diego, going out with a bang. Big win tonight in their final home regular season game. And we'll have at least one home playoff game. Still 2 minutes to go here.
If Orange County, their final match, Monterey Bay away, is not going to be an easy one, because Monterey Bay, if they get the results, they will get in. So they're going to come flying at Morten Carlson's side. I think maybe for San Antonio, Indy at home is an easier one. Indy qualified already, can't make the top 4 in the East, so that might be a bit more straightforward for Alan Marcina's team. Talking about Alan Marcina, as I've got to mention, having given praise to Morten Carlson for being coach for the month for July and August. From Alan Marcina, since he took over in 2020, no coach with as many points as he has. So, I mean, you know, he's been doing it for 4 years now, 3 years.
And a star above the crest as well.
Yeah.
Final minute of the 7 minutes awarded. Still only 2 shots on target tonight for San Antonio. 0.3 expected goals. They have had trouble getting through this Orange County back line. Even since they've been playing down a man. It's the 54th minute. Tanner's long throw. Flicked along, Shuttler has it. It'll take some more time.
It has been a magnificent defensive performance. If you go back 2 years when Orange County won the trophy, it was very similar. A lot of nil-nils, and they went into penalty shootouts. They defended superbly, and they just sort of ground teams down. They wouldn't give them anything, and they were never high-scoring games, except for the final itself, 3-1 against Tampa Bay Rowdies. A lot of them were very tight matches, won by great defense.
Shuttler, look out. It's in behind. Oluwaseyi goes for goal, and it stays out. Punched away by Shuttler. Blasted back in, and he saves it. Oh, what a stop by Shuttler. Cleans up the mess he made, and we'll have one final corner here.
Wow. Great goal. Absolutely brilliant goalkeeping, but coming from his initial error. But what a lovely little overhead kick from Oluwaseyi as well. Just wonderful soccer all around. Look at this. Flick on here, goalkeeper comes, makes the error, but Oluwaseyi, firstly I think, is this going in? Then it's headed off the line, headed up onto the crossbar off the line. Goalkeeper with a great punch, gets back up, shot comes in, it's a decent shot, give credit there as well, and with it he tips it over the crossbar, brilliant.
Here's the game, out swinging corner, cleared back out wide, and there's a whistle in the box. And the point is for another corner. No, pardon me, it's a foul that goes against San Antonio, so this probably should do it on the kick-up field.
Wow, what a moment there. And he's done so well, Colin Shuttler. When he mishit that ball, you're thinking, is this going to be the mistake that gives San Antonio the point? And Oluwaseyi, to be fair, back to goal, hooks it over into the corner, headed up onto the crossbar, brilliant defending. And then what a shot to come back for Shuttler to make that save. And there's the one. Who is it who heads it onto the crossbar here? There and out. That's Andrew Fox. That's a great bit of defending. And then the shot coming from the edge of the box was brilliant as well. Wow. There you go.
Final whistle here in Irvine. Orange County holds on to win 1-0 over San Antonio. And we will have to wait until decision day to decide a number 2 overall seed in the West. San Antonio could have clinched it tonight with a win, but as it stands, San Antonio on 55, Orange County on 54, San Diego on 54, and it'll go to decision day, Gary.
Brilliant performance from Orange County defensively, goalkeeper, back four, everyone. Milanowski up front. But credit still to San Antonio that it took such an impressive performance from Morten Carlson's side to stop them. They're a monster team, San Antonio, and it took an incredible performance to beat them this evening by Orange County.
Your man of the match brought to you by Uber Eats. Feels like this is a weekly routine here, but it's Milanowski for the match's lone goal, his 15th of the year.
Yeah, and he had a couple of chances just before that came very close, just glides past Trover Boni there and sticks it in the back of the net. A little moment of magic, but throughout the game he held the ball up, he got stuck in. He was a constant threat to San Antonio.
Game-winning goal for Milanowski. And they take all 3 points tonight. We come back in just a few moments to wrap things up from Irvine. Orange County picks up all 3 points in the 1-0 win.
Every person has inherent existing potential. Each one of us can move better, feel better, and perform better. Our goal is to create a movement culture that facilitates thriving, challenges the norms, and optimizes the human experience by providing the highest quality physical therapy. Whether you're returning to sport or simply seeking to live your best life, reimagine physical therapy. Discover your potential.
Just pure release and celebration for Orange County at the end of this one. They held on for dear life, lost 4-0 against the San Antonio team 2 weeks ago. Everybody posing for a picture with the man of the night in Milanowski, the game-winning goal. 1-0 over San Antonio. Orange County takes it, and we'll take a look at the highlights from their victory, brought to you by Turf Newport Beach.
Well, it was the goal, the only goal of the match. And Milanowski had come close with a couple of shots that flew wide. He's unmarked, entered the box. Look, he's unmarked, gets the ball, cuts straight inside there, past Trovaboni, and sticks it in the back of the net. Nothing that Nick Marsman can do. He's got space and time once he beats his man, Milanowski, to put power behind the ball. And then it was a battle, and it's a battle that McNulty got a bit of a kick in a very painful spot and then grabs Mitch Tainter by the throat, and that's a red card straight away. Yes, the foot there comes up and does connect with him, and you've got to fancy that was done on purpose, but you can't then go and respond by grabbing anybody by the face, and that was McNulty off. And you thought at that stage, this is a real battle for Orange County, but didn't they defend superbly well? Nathan here causing a lot of problems, puts Olawashai in, and Shuttler just stops there before he could have committed himself and given a penalty. He then wins that tackle, and Andrew Fox follows up with another good tackle himself. Good goalkeeping, this clever, intelligent, not giving away an unnecessary penalty. And they kept applying the pressure, San Antonio, and you thought, is something going to happen? Is there going to be a moment? Nathan's shot there just moved at the last second, and Shuttler just gets it out of the goal.
And from there, things would just continue the way they were. Orange County tried to muddy up the game, down a man, and it came down to the very last moment.
Oh, look at this. Yes, it's a miss kick, but Olawashai gets it perfectly over. Andrew Fox heads it onto the crossbar and out. Then there's a punch from the keeper. Then Nathan hits a great shot that's going in, and then Shuttler tips it over the top. Talk about an incredible ending to a game.
It was almost disastrous ending for Orange County, but Shuttler twice able to get a fist to it. What a strike that was. I'm not sure which was better, the overhead from Olawashai or the side volley there from Nathan, the way he hit it. Final stats brought to you by Sauvé Law Group. Finishes 1-0, but it was a lot more, what should we say, entertaining, busy,
feisty
than the 1-0 might indicate.
Absolutely. It was a great game all round, and it's a brilliant, powerful, aggressive performance by Orange County up against a top class team and give you absolutely nothing. I think the expected goals for San Antonio probably went up in the last couple of minutes, but up until then, they didn't really threaten Colin Shuttler enough. That'll be a concern for Alan Marcina, but just got to put it down to fantastic defending by Morten Carlson's team.
And one last look at the standings here. Remember, Orange County visits Monterey Bay next week to end the season. San Antonio will host Indy 11 to end the season. As it stands, you see there 54-54, 50-48. Nobody right now could mathematically catch either Orange County or San Diego for the home playoff games. However, with still 20 minutes left, Phoenix down 1-0 to New Mexico. If they come back and win Phoenix, they can then still catch on 54. So a lot is going to play out. Gary, I mean, it's tough to ask right here because it's been so unpredictable all season. You fancy anybody over the other coming into decision day?
I couldn't even begin to tell you. I think this league has been absolutely stunning. Congratulations to Sacramento Republic for finishing top. But even in 7th and 8th, El Paso and New Mexico in the live table, they haven't finished that match, obviously. It means Oakland Roots drop out for the first time. But then look at Monterey Bay. They have that game in hand tomorrow against Birmingham. They win that, suddenly they jump up above New Mexico. So, wow, what an end to this season.
Just a reminder that you better be here next week, everybody, when it's decision day in the USL Championship. What a match we saw tonight between the most recent champions in the league, San Antonio in 2022, Orange County in 2021. Chance it's one of these two teams again in 2023. But that'll do it for us tonight from Irvine. For the crew that makes this possible and my broadcast partner, Gary Bailey, I'm Joe Malva saying good night from Championship Soccer Park, where Orange County takes it 1-0 over San Antonio. Flip over and catch the end of the Phoenix, New Mexico rivalry. About 20 minutes remaining there. Good night, everybody.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.